Warning: the views expressed in this video are not meant to offend anybody. These videos have been collected from various platforms. We don't have any rights over these videos. These videos are my reactions and opinions. If you are really sensitive, this channel may not be meant for you. Alright guys, this is a video Trucker John did the other day. He quit Prime. And I have a reaction to it. I have a couple things to say about it. You can find the full video over at Trucker John's channel. I can put the link in the description. And again, this video is not for any ragging or anything. I watched his video, and I had a couple of things I wanted to say about it, so I figured it'd be easier to just do it this way. Anyways, I hope you enjoy this video.
John here. So as you saw from the title of this video, this is going to be my 1 year review of Prime. And did I give some clickbait?
Okay, he starts out, it's going to be a 1 year review of Prime. And that's funny because he said, did I give some clickbait? No, not really. He didn't, because he actually named it my review of Prime and I quit. So this video is pretty lengthy. It's 43 minutes. We're not going to watch the whole 43 minutes. Sorry, John. But if they want to watch you for 43 minutes, they can go to your channel. But we're going to fast forward through and get to some of the key features where I had things I wanted to say. So let's go ahead and we'll listen to a few seconds of what this video is going to be about here from John's perspective here.
Am I quitting? Well, you have to stay tuned towards the end of the video to find out. As you can see, I'm not on my truck. I'm actually in one of our
Okay, let's continue on here.
bunk rooms here at the Prime terminal.
By the way, the bunk rooms at the Prime terminal are okay, but hey, my opinion only. I have a lot of opinions. That's why I decided I'm going to start doing some of these reaction videos. We'll call them David's opinion videos. The bunk rooms are okay at the Prime terminal, but man, they need to get better beds in there. Those beds, man, whew, they take your back right out.
Truck's just getting looked at right now, and we'll be back on it. Anyways, so I wanted to talk a little bit about my experience here with Prime. For most of you that have watched me from the very beginning, you'll know that I've joined Prime.
Again, we don't want to go through this whole video. Okay, he talks about detention pay right here. How
your experience,
detention pay can be a good thing. And we all know how detention pays work. Each shipper receiver has a different schedule on it. 2 hours, 3 hours. We had one, they didn't start paying detention for 6 hours. One of the things, I call those that trucking moments. One of the things he talks about is he was disappointed he didn't get as much detention as he thought he was going to get. My kind of take on it was, well, hey.
One negative thing I will say with that, that's a good thing to pay, right? A really good pay structure. What I will say is the downfall with Prime is, and again, this is trucking industry wide. This is not
exactly. This ain't just a Prime thing, John. This is trucking industry wide, like you said.
Not just Prime, okay? But Prime participates in this, so it's partly on them, and that would be their detention pay. So, I mean, detention pay can be a good thing, right? Because as a company,
be a very good thing. You're right.
You get paid by the mile. So if you're not driving, if you're not racking up miles on the truck, you're not getting paid. So what happens when you get to a shipper or receiver or somewhere where you're waiting for hours and hours and hours?
Okay, we're going to bust through this a little bit. See if we can't find the piece I'm looking for. Oops, I accidentally went to the wrong damn video.
Racking up miles on the truck, you're not getting paid. So what happens when you get to a shipper or receiver or somewhere where you're waiting for hours and hours and hours before you can start getting those miles back on the truck? Well, they have the or a receiver, they have 2 hours, a 2 hour window from your appointment time. Generally, okay, it's not what.
Exactly, generally. I remember him saying that when I was listening to the video. I'm like, okay, good.
Time. You have an appointment time, good. You arrive on time, and they have 2 hours to get you.
Okay, like I said, this isn't about the detention and all that. It's just about a couple of things I wanted to touch on. See if I can't find them here.
With that. whether you're a company driver or a lease. As far as the owner operators, lease operators, they get a significant more amount.
That's right. Now, one of the things I wanted to touch on, he said the company drivers, they get X amount. Lease operators, owner operators, they get significantly more. Reason why that is, a company driver has this much in the game. Okay? All they're doing is their time. That's it. A lease operator, a owner operator, we've got the truck payments, fuel, all that good stuff that we're paying while sitting there. So that's why a company driver gets less money. Okay? Than a lease operator. Now, I'm not 100% sure, John. I don't know. This ain't no rag on you or nothing, but I'm not 100% sure. But I believe John, because he drives for Theo, I believe it is. I can't remember. Yeah, Theo, that trucking company. He is essentially, I believe, just a company driver. Because he gets one of his things he's upset is he didn't get as much money as he thought he was going to get. Now, having said that, let me say this. Depending on what he has worked out with the company he's driving for, because he may not know, or maybe he gets all the detention. But Prime's going to take 28% of that detention, and then you would think that the owner of the truck is going to want a big chunk of that detention because it's his truck. He's paying for all that. Again, I don't know if John pays fuel and all that, or if he's like a lease on a lease. I don't know. But I'm just talking about this because he didn't quite make it clear, other than he wasn't happy that he didn't get as much as he was getting. So if Prime takes their 28%, I believe he said 27%, but it's actually 28%. Then the owner of the truck needs his share, especially if the owner of the truck is paying John like a company driver. Again, I don't know, and this is no dig on anybody. These are just kind of questions I had, and figured I would just pop up, make a video, clear things up. Or even if I'm wrong on this and John is a total lease operator with this guy, this still let people know that how the detention kind of works. So the owner of the truck's going to get a big chunk, and then John's going to get a little chunk. And that could be where he thought he was supposed to get more. Again, I'm just speculating. But I just wanted people to understand, when you're driving for somebody, you need to work out what you're going to get, detention, breakdown, and all that, because you got to remember the owner of the truck needs that money to maintain the truck. He's paying you, he's paying fuel, he's paying the truck note. And if he's giving you all the detention and you sit there for 2 days, well, he just paid 2 days of truck note with no money coming in. So that could be what kind of went down. I don't know. I don't know John's situation with who he's working for. So it's just total speculation. Let's continue.
Driving Theo's truck as an owner-operator truck, I know I would get sometimes anywhere from 15-minute increment pays of like $20 every 15 minutes. I've gone all the way up to like $100 per hour.
Okay, all right, there he is. I didn't catch this when he was originally doing it. Let me go back. I'm going to listen to that again because I'm make sure I'm hearing him right.
Driving Theo's truck as an owner-operator truck, I know I would get sometimes anywhere from 15-minute increment pays of like $20 every 15 minutes. I've gone all the way up to like $100 per hour.
Okay, so he says he's getting all the way up to $100 per hour, or $20. I think he said $20 for 15 minutes. Let me catch that. I know you guys got
lease
it.
Operators, they get a significant more amount.
Oops, I went too far back.
Significant times anywhere from 15-minute increment pays of like $20 every.
Okay, so that'd be $80 an hour. Now, so again, that sounds like he don't quite have it worked out because sometimes it's 80 an hour, sometimes it's 100. What if the company's not paying that kind of? Because I don't think there's a set detention is always going to be X amount of dollars. He talks about them negotiating, but that was one of the things I wanted to touch on. If he didn't feel he got as much as he should have, maybe talk to the owner of the truck, and if they both say that, then go back to Prime I wouldn't make that. That's part of trucking. That's a trucking moment. That's why I felt I needed to react to this, because the detention thing can piss you off. It ain't fair. It ain't never going to be fair. That's trucking. Sometimes you don't get your detention for a long time. Sometimes you get it right away. When you take a load, it tells you right on the assignment there whether detention pays when the trip pays or detention pays when the customer pays. If it pays when the trip pays, it's boom right there. As soon as you get your money, you get your detention. If it's when the customer pays, well, it could be a long negotiation, so on and so forth. But I'm still, when I was listening to this, I was still waiting to see, because he's building up all this stuff. He has a lot of great things to say about Prime. That's not what my video is about. I wanted to just get into why he was quitting, and go from there. Okay, here we go.
Let's, instead of paying you $600, let's cut it down to $450, and they negotiate. They'll go back and forth with Prime and say, well, no, let's pay this instead of that, and Prime has to kind of go with that, or else they could just not pay at all, and then it has to go to arbitration. There's a whole process. It could take weeks and weeks, sometimes months, before
Yeah,
Prime can actually get any.
I don't know if I've ever went months without my detention, but months. But sometimes it can take a while. All right, let's see here.
That detention pay from the shipper to the receiver, and by that point it's probably dwindled down to a very low amount, $200, and then Prime still has to take their 27% from that.
28%. 28%. We get 72% of the load. They get the rest. 100% take away 72. It's 28%. Okay. But anyways, let's keep going here.
So you're really, sometimes I was expecting $600 or $700 detention pay.
Never expect anything in trucking. That's a big problem, expecting one thing, because you're always going to get another. See, and this is where I did my research in trucking, and this is where people coming in and watching videos like this, and so on and so forth. Why do I keep talking to John? Let me talk to the peeps over here. And this is where you learn that there's that trucking moments, by videos like this, where I thought this, but this happened. Don't get discouraged. That's what it is. It all works out in the end. That's where one of my things is, try not to live paycheck to paycheck, because if you can't live without that detention right away, it can get ugly. It can get ugly. You don't want that. Let's continue on, see what John has to say here.
And I only ended up getting like 200 or 300. So I really feel like, in most jobs, most normal jobs, your normal 9 to 5, Monday through Friday type jobs, if you worked over.
Trucking is not a normal job. Just remember that. You can't compare trucking to your everyday old job, your old way of life.
Time, if you did extra work, if you did something to where you were supposed to be compensated, that better be on your next paycheck, or the law could be broken at that point. They have to pay you that. That's just the way it is.
You can't compare trucking to your working at McDonald's. And I'm not saying you working at McDonald's. I'm just saying people working at McDonald's, or grocery store or whatever. It's a different animal. It's just a different deal.
But it doesn't work in trucking like that. It doesn't work like that. They can negotiate what you were supposed to get paid. It's like, well, you're supposed to get paid $600, but we're only going to give you $200.
Yeah, I don't think it ever gets that bad, because there are rules of a lot of these. I could pull one up and show you, but that's not what this video is. I'm not doing all that. But on our last mile, or macro 19, it tells you about the load assignment, let's call it. And it says this customer pays detention in 3 hours, 6 hours, 2 hours, up to X amount of dollars, and this much an hour, this much quarterly, so on and so forth. So if you get proper documentation of when you got there and when you left, you're getting your detention. No negotiations needed. Will they try to negotiate? Yeah, but if Prime's got your detention stamp, not TUMPS, detention stamp. They've got your detention stamp stamped on there, and it matches up to your bill times, because you always want to make sure your times are accurate on your bills so you can get your detention. let's continue. Let's go, John. What else you got to say?
And there's nothing you can do about it. You can't fight it. Now, I'm not an expert in detention pay. It's not like I did it all the time, but I have had several.
If I feel I'm not getting what I deserve, I fight it, okay? There's nothing that you can't fight anything. It's just a phone call to your fleet manager. You talk it over. Remember, your fleet manager is living and dying about what you're paying, getting paid also. So if you didn't get something, you talk to your fleet manager, driver manager, whatever you have, and say, hey, why did I get paid this when I should have got paid this? And trust me, I've done this, and it's like, he'll look, yeah, you're right. Let me go ahead and click. My next paycheck, the extra money comes in on. People make mistakes. The trucking industry is not perfect. You always got to watch and protect yourself and ask questions.
Several times where I've had to get detention pay, and it was always cut down significantly from what I thought it was going to be.
Yeah, see, I haven't seen that. That's where, again, when I was listening to this video, it made me want to do this reaction video to it. If you're getting it cut down a lot, maybe find out what Theo or the truck owner is taking as far as that detention. If he's not taking anything, one, I don't know how he can afford to do that because he's still making the truck note and everything unless you're doing it, which would be kind of a weird lease purchaser paying a lease driver lease money. That just wouldn't make sense. But I don't know your situation. Everyone's situation's different. So I'm not even going to, I'm not going to say one way or the other. I'm just in general. Yeah, so I would see what he's taking, because maybe, all this time you're thinking it's less than it's supposed to be. It's because, they're paying you $600. He's taking $400, throwing you $200, which would probably be the case, and you didn't realize that. Or you're going back to before you drove, I think you said you were a company. Things are different when you're a company, but well, let's keep going.
From what I put in for, and I kept track of it, and yeah, it's really infuriating because it's really frustrating for me now. This is my personal opinion here.
All right, let's move on. Okay, let's see.
It is amazing, and I don't think any other company, not just trucking, I mean any company, you name a company, I don't think they can really compare to what you've done here. So good job.
Yeah, Prime is an awesome company. I'll definitely agree with them on that. Are they perfect? No company's perfect, but they are close to it. They are really good. But make sure you do your own research before just jumping into Prime. You all right there, dear? Just make sure you do your own research. And I think we're getting to what we've been looking for here.
Job. And we do appreciate that. I know I appreciate it very much. So would I recommend Prime to somebody that wants to get into the trucking industry? Of course I would. Absolutely. Like I said, Prime is a training company. They have an amazing program.
Now, a lot of people say, come to somewhere like Prime, get trained, do your year, get out, go somewhere else. There is a ton of people that have been at Prime for 1,000,000 years. There's a ton of people who've left Prime. Oh, it's a training company. I got trained. I'm going to make $1,000,000. And they end up coming back because they find that our perks and everything at Prime are so great, the way you're treated and everything, that yeah, you might not make as much money as you could if you go out and scrape and find, a little more money. But is it worth it? Is a couple of dollars a week more worth not having some of the amenities and new trucks that we have here at Prime?
Is it the greatest? Probably not. I don't know. There definitely are a few kinks that could be worked out, but nothing that for me would be, a deal breaker. Everything that I've gone through, I think if I had to go back and do it all over again, I would. Absolutely. If I had to go back and choose, well, do I want to go back to Prime, Swift, or another company, Landstar, whatever, I would probably choose Prime again. And if I were to...
What did I just say? People leave and then they come back.
to stay as a company driver for the life of my trucking career, I think I would be comfortable staying at Prime. I don't think I would need to go anywhere. Even if the pay was more, I don't think I would be drawn to that because, like I said, the culture and what Prime provides here would be enough for me. And they do pay enough to where it makes it worth it. Sure, you can go somewhere down the road and get paid a few cents more, but are you going to be happy? Is it going to be worth it? Maybe not. Or maybe you will. This is all my personal opinion. Everyone's going to be different. There's going to be a lot of people that have nothing but negative things to say about Prime. Everyone's experience is going to be different. These were my experiences. So overall, highly recommend it. So let's talk about the clickbait.
Yes, here we go.
So I'm going to.
This is why we sat, what do we got, 37 minutes into a 43-minute video to finally get what we all wanted to hear. So let's hear it. You ready? You ready, babe? Let's do it. You ready? Let's go. Point.
Quit. All right. So, yes, it was not clickbait. So yes, I have resigned from Prime as of this recording date. I have turned in my truck. So I don't want to get into too much detail because I am going to make another video on this. But I did want to.
No, we want to know now. What do you mean he's going to make another video? Not going to. Wait a minute. Now that is clickbait then. You're going to make us sit, what are we at? 37 minutes and 42 seconds to get told you're going to make another video on it? Come on.
Officially announced at the end of my review here. I love Prime. They're an amazing company. I highly recommend them. The stars just aligned for me and for Theo. Okay, I'm not abandoning Theo, so I don't want to start any negative rumors or anything. Theo and I are both making some decisions here. Okay,
So that sounds like almost Theo's going to be leaving Prime too. I mean, if he's not abandoning him, but he left Prime.
Gotta just wait.
Unless he's going to run behind the scenes as Theo's company or something.
Positive decision. We're both moving into a really good position.
Now, this is pretty much where I left the program when he said, I'll make another video. I was like, damn it, man. So what I'm hearing now is kind of new to me. So we'll listen together.
Position to where we can better our lives. All right. Theo is getting ready to retire.
Oh, okay.
He's got 2 great trucks that are going to be running. We're looking for great people to run those trucks. I'm still very active in that. I'm very active in Theo's trucks and with some decisions being made there. But I've found some opportunities, and I've spoke to Theo about it, and we've come to the agreement that I think is better for me, better for my family, that I take advantage of some opportunities that have been presented to me.
So I'm a little confused there. So they got something going on. On one hand, it sounds like he's going to do something with Theo outside of Prime, but then it possibly, well, maybe he's going to just help him find driver for his truck because he's going to stay active with it. But now he's talking about a whole different opportunity. So okay. I can't wait for see what the next video is.
I'm going to leave it at that because, like I said, I am going to make another video on this process and what's happening with me and what's going on. So I am leaving Prime. This will basically be my last video here on as a Prime employee. Today is my last day. So it's been an amazing adventure. It really has.
All right, so we'll just leave it at that. There's a couple of minutes left. We got what we came here for. We corrected the 28% deal that we wanted. Talked a little bit about the differences between what the detentions are. If you're working for somebody, if your company, if you're lease. Again, I don't know his situation. I don't even want to pretend like I know his situation. I just wanted to make it clear that you could have different prices based on how you're running whether you're working for Prime, a company, lease, or company running for a lease operator. I wish him nothing but good luck. I can't wait to see his next video, see what he's doing. I'm kind of curious. And hey, don't forget, we got David H., Melissa H., husband and wife trucking across America. That's us. And I'm going to be doing some more of these reaction videos. I've got to kind of figure out how to do them. I'm not 100% sure. I'm winging it off the seat of my pants. No, I'm flying. What is the saying? Flying with off the seat of my pants? No, whatever it is. I'm just learning it, so hopefully they'll get better. And hey, like, comment, subscribe.
Ring the bell.
Let me know what you guys think. Leave comments. I read them all. Thank you. Okay, how do you shut this damn thing off now?